Okay, guys, we're going to put the final touches on Philly. Before that, we showed you the midseason data about having an elite attacking team, right? Number one in a lot of categories. So it's nice when you get external validation, and that external validation comes in the form of Phil being named to the All-Star team 2025. Right? We think it could have been any of our attackers, and unfortunately they picked Phil, but that's just how it goes. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, man. Little speech for the cameras?
Well, thanks. I guess thanks to you guys. Couldn't have done it without you. So let's keep going, man. And let's win tomorrow.
What you'll see from the group is a committed group. A group that when you watch play will both entertain you, but you'll be proud for how they're working for each other and working for the city of Chicago. I consider the Chicago Fire sleeping giants.
Saw the cold open, Zink just doing Zink things, and now it's official. Philip Zinkernagel is an MLS All-Star. Look at, he hit 8 goals and 8 assists in just 17 matches. So he's the fastest in Fire history to hit that mark. That's crazy, right? Now, that is the kind of output you want to build the team around. And don't worry, we're going to show you the goal and the assist against Charlotte a little bit later. But first, we are all hyped up about the new stadium. Even my mom's calling me, asking me when they're breaking ground, and the city's still buzzing. But have you seen what it's gonna look like inside? All right, now this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to imagine yourself cheering for the Fire inside of the stadium for years to come when you see this thing. Here's a look at the future home of your Chicago Fire. That place is gonna be special. I mean, I can see it now. They should just name it after me, right? Like the Gabe Ramirez. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But listen, before the new lights go in, the new seats, the new everything, there is a crew right now putting in work every single day. And I'm talking about our guys, Brian Sauer and Juan Arriola. They're the equipment managers for the Chicago Fire. And these guys, they're the first ones in, last ones out. They handle the practice gear, the game day kits, cleat swaps, last minute changes. I'm talking about all of it. So let's show some love to the dynamic duo. That's what they call themselves. The fellas behind the grind. Take a look.
Like you said, we're just vibe guys. Hey, Omar, what's up? Good morning.
Dude.
Oh, what's up, Jace?
How we doing, bro?
What up, man? Puma.
Hey, Johnny.
What's going on, buddy?
Good to see you, dude.
You
You
too.
always come by my locker and
I
say
sure
hello.
do.
This definitely is important.
Every day.
I'm Brian Sauer, and I'm the equipment manager for the Chicago Fire.
Hi, my name is Juan Arriola, and I'm the assistant crew manager for Chicago Fire.
Been with the club since 2013 as an intern in the front office, and in 2016 I started as the equipment manager.
Been with the club for a total about 16 years. I started off as a part-time worker back in 2007 and became a equipment manager in 2016.
Juan and I usually start 7 in the morning, get laundry done from the day prior, get that sorted, folded, hung. I mean, we have the world's largest washing machines and dryers, so there's 4 loads of laundry every day. and head out to the field, set up training for the coaches, work with them to organize grid sizes, layouts.
So you're gonna make 3 grids, 12 by 12, and have them 12 yards apart from each other in a triangle type shape. This place is state-of-the-art, has everything you need and more. It's probably the best training facility in the whole league. And we'll top it off with the news we got yesterday with the new stadium. Sky's up. What button do I push to throw the turtle shells? What's up, Mouty? How are you? Good. Ask yourself a question today. How do I get better?
During training, we help manage where the balls are returning to, rotation-wise, and grid transition. After training, we clean up and we set up the locker rooms at the end of the day for the next day to follow. Wash, rinse, and repeat, as Juan would like to say.
Favorite part of the job is being able to create these bonds and friendships with people I never imagined I would from all walks of life, guys that I've met through the years, and be able to hold that bond till this day.
Favorite part of the job, we get to work with so many different people from all over the world. Also a fun job as we travel around the country to get to watch the guys play a game. What's it like working with Juan? It is easy. We've been together for every single day for the past 10 years. We know what each other has to do to get done to help the guys, only focus on scoring their goals or blocking the shots, or the coaches to get the best out of them.
It's a joy to come in and be able to work with your best friend. Days go by a lot quicker knowing that you're coming in and having fun and being able to have a good time with somebody you work with. It's also great to work with somebody that you can rely on so well. I feel like we're the best dynamic duo in the league.
Now that's why they're called the Dynamic Duo. Shout out to the fellas. All right, now this month, the Fire celebrated Pride by connecting with some of the people making real impact in Chicago's LGBTQ+ community. I mean, it's really cool, right? To see this club commit to making sure everyone feels like they belong. So let's take a closer look at how the Fire are honoring Pride, not just during the month, but all season long.
I pretty much knew I was transgender or that something was up since I was like 6 or 7. And I don't think I'm alone in the queer community in this way. I spent most of my life in denial of that. I think I've found my pride more recently, and I think friends like the ones I've found in this community really push me to be proud of myself. I think I'm always sort of just me. I'm really proud of who I've become.
What I think makes Chicago powerful in the LGBT community and space is that although it seems like we're somewhat of a segregated city, when it comes to the queer community, we're not. You go to one of my lesbian social club events, you see people from their 20s till their 70s, Black, brown, white, everything in between. So it is our community that brings the city together.
So Chicago's a powerful place for the LGBTQIA+ community because we have so much variety. We are a melting pot. We're one of the original melting pots. If you identify in any which way, there is a space for you, guaranteed. And when there's not, I am so proud of being able to create that space and that pocket where we can now exist and you can feel represented.
Still ahead, a top team in the East, Philadelphia, comes to town. Charlotte is back on the schedule, and we sit down with illustrator Katie Lukes, the creative mind behind our Charlotte Matchday poster. That's all coming up next on Inside the Fire. Welcome back to Inside the Fire. I am Gabe Ramirez, and midweek matches are rare in MLS, but that didn't stop the top team in the East, Philadelphia Union, from coming into Soldier Field with something to prove. It was a high-pressure test, the kind that shows, where a team stands and what they need to do moving forward. So let's take a look at how the Fire met the moment and how Coach Berhalter is keeping things in perspective with another big match just around the corner.
It's going to be certainly interesting to see guys that I've played a long time with and playing against them. I can't really describe how it's going to feel yet. Right now I haven't put too much thought into that side of the game, but I'm sure as the day happens and I'll feel some things, but right now it's not on my list of concerns yet. At the top of the table and a good team, and it's always going to be an intense battle against the Union. I'm looking forward to the game and the fight, so yeah, I think it'll be a good one.
Philadelphia, despite everything they were battling against, come away with all 3 points.
You know, these are the ups and downs of the season, and you know, it's perfectly normal. We don't like it, but every team has to go through journeys, and this journey includes, you know, a tough stretch for us where we lost 2 home games in a row and didn't score a goal, and that's our reality, you know. And for us, you know, I talked to some of the players about, like, now it's about sticking together. Now it's about regrouping. I think thankfully we, you know, 3 days later we get to play again, and you know, that's where the hunger and the desire comes in, that you get to get back at it a couple days later.
Greg said it best. After a match like that, you got to stick together. And fortunately, Charlotte FC was right around the corner. So we'll show you how the team bounced back in just a sec. But first, that matchup got a special visual treatment from someone who grew up in the game and brought it to life through art. I'm talking about Katie Lukes, the super talented illustrator behind the Charlotte Matchday poster. I had the chance to sit down and talk about the inspiration, the design process, and what the goal is when creating art that represents a match like this one. What's up, Fire fans? Our series continues, Chicago Fire Poster Series, where we bring together some of the dopest artists from the city of Chicago in and around to help us out, man, through the season. And up next, we got Katie Lukes, who has designed our June 28th poster against Charlotte FC. Katie, how's it going? Glad to have you here.
Going great, going great.
So first and foremost, before we get into the poster, you know, tell the people just about, you know, your style, right? Like, what does it mean to be a Katie Lukes designer and the art that you create?
It means just like really bold, simple designs, honestly, which is like the easiest way I can explain it, but just keeping it really clean, keeping it like humanistic line work. Like, I want to see imperfections, not many details. Like, I want to be able to solidify a design into like a very simple form. It's kind of like the challenge I give myself, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about that.
And it seems like in this poster, you know, you see that contrast where there are some straight lines, but then you have the imperfections in there, and we'll get into that in a second. But first, talk to me about, you know, obviously this is where you're at in the present, right? But this isn't where you started, right? You were a graphic designer at one point. Talk to me about that bridge that took you from graphic design to where you're at in the present.
I mean, I was a designer for 5 years after college. Like, I thought that's what I wanted to do. So it was kind of like I learned the rules in order to break them, sort of thing. You kind of learn like design rules and stuff and how to problem solve visually. And I think that kind of informs my work now a little bit. Like, I'm trying to solve a problem at the end of the day still, but like in my own way.
Well, I think you did a phenomenal job with this poster that you've created because, you know, first, before we even get into the colors, to me, it screams a summer Chicago day.
Yeah.
You know, like you got the lime green, you got your iconic and recognizable colors in the blue and red in there for you. Talk to me about, you know, putting the colors together first for this one. Not just, you know, it being the color of the pitch and resembling that, but what else does it mean to you?
I mean, it's a signature color palette for me, just like these bright colors, like I said. That feeling of the warm green, like being on the field, like I want it to be recognizable, but like simple too. So really using those colors to inform.
But let's get into the lines.
Yeah.
And the one that stands out to me the most is the glove. You know, from the goalie in the background. Was that a focal piece for you with this illustration, or what is it for you when you look at it?
I think just like a snapshot in time, really quickly assembled, like this is a shot on goal, and like there's energy and just a lot going on, and like it's subtle though. Like I realize in my work there's a lot of subtlety. Like you see like arms coming in and legs coming in, like, oh, people are coming, you know, like players are around, but they're like out of the shot, but you know they're there. And it's just kind of like a subtle nod
a heightened
to that.
moment. A heightened moment, which I think, you know, a lot of people underestimate in soccer. Can you tell us the end result of this moment right here?
No, it's whatever you want, you know? I like to keep it open.
Up for interpretation. You also see some red in the boot right there.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the intention, you know, behind that.
Yeah, I think that to me is just like showing energy, right? Like you see the red in the crowd as well, and then that's the only other place. So it's just like that red, you know, symbolizes energy, kind of like that. So I used it that way.
Talk to me about, you know, Chicago. Obviously, you made this place your home. Talk about not just about the project, but the importance of the city on your life.
Yeah, it's informed me as an artist. I mean, I've been here for 12 years, so it's just like I've grown up here post-college, and the people, the places, it's all like you live in different neighborhoods throughout your time here. It informs you. you, and you notice things as an artist. Like, I'm very much observant, so I'm just like taking in all these little moments and aspects of the city all the time, and it definitely comes up in my work.
When the Chicago Fire approach you to do something like this, what's the excitement level like, and how do you begin a project like that?
Well, the excitement is high. Like, I grew up playing soccer my whole life. Not every artist does, obviously, but yeah, it was a big part of growing up for me. So it's just like the world's coming together, and I think of like my younger self, and like if she saw me doing this now, she'd be like, whoa, this is really cool. But in terms of like getting started on the design, I usually start with maybe like 2 or 3 ideas that I have in my head, and I just sketch them out and see how they're looking. I mean, it's still pretty intuitive though. Like, it's just like whatever kind of comes out, because like usually I think about it for a bit before I start sketching, like at least a couple days. You get the project, you're thinking about it, and then you're like, then it just like comes out. So it's like you're percolating for a bit, and then that's when it comes out.
Give me your thoughts on the final project.
I think about a poster, I'm like, oh, it has to be this like grand, like super detailed thing, but like I push back on that on purpose. Like, I want it to be really simple and digestible. Say like you're in a room and you're just like seeing it really quickly go by. It's like, you got it already. You didn't have to study the details. Like, you know what's happening. It's bold, it's punchy.
Soccer match, Chicago Fire, win, exciting. These are all things that it captures, and I think, like your younger self, I would have told you great job on this thing too. It looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was nervy, it wasn't straightforward, and it probably should have been more comfortable. But 3 points is 3 points, particularly at home for Greg Berhalter and the Chicago Fire.
Everything we do today, we do together. It's really simple. Don't forget about our commitments to each other, right? No matter how long it takes, we hang in there, break them down, win the game.
As Sergei Boyko gets us underway from Soldier Field along the lakefront, we invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. Both of these sides have no issue scoring, but both of them leak goals left and right. Zinkernagel after the giveaway. And still Zinkernagel! That's what he's all about! Outstanding individual effort and a much-needed goal for Chicago. Zinkernagel ahora desde la izquierda juega en diagonal Gutiérrez. Two in rapid succession for the home side, and this time Guti's in the end. The latter stages of the first half. Toplamani. Crunching challenge from Sam Rogers. Now things starting to open up. Dangerous pass back, and it's Kuipers! Well, this time Charlotte, the architects of their own demise, and Ugo Kuipers says thank you very much. 3-0.
When it rains, it pours for Charlotte right now. They cannot figure it out.
And that's going to do it for the first half. It is Chicago who are all over the boys from the Queen City.
Guys, keep the ball moving. Center midfielders always supporting inside of the ball, inside of the field. Okay? Good job. Come on, good luck.
And the Fire at the moment in full control. The Fire lead at 3-0 against the Charlotte side that is desperate to pick up any sort of result. Brought down by Zaha. Going for goal, and it took a deflection. Or did it? Delivery's a good one. And Charlotte pulled one back. Excellent work from Zaha. Finished off by the Spaniard Pep Biel. Johnny stays with it. Biel slips it through. It's Toplamani, 3-2. They're right back in it. Zinkernagel's curler parried away by Kalina. Westwood puts this in a dangerous area. How's that for a defensive header for Jonathan Dean? Meanwhile, here's Andrew Gubin on the first time, and he just sends it wide. And you can hear the appreciation from a very soccer-savvy crowd here at Soldier Field. It was nervy, it wasn't straightforward, and it probably should have been more comfortable. But 3 points is 3 points, particularly at home for Greg Berhalter and the Chicago Fire. This is their second home win of the season. A game in which they led 3-0. They opened the door for Charlotte to come back into the game, but they slam it shut in the final 20 minutes.
Second home win in the season. We waited long enough. But great game. Thanks for the support as always, Fire fans. Let's go.
This is a strange game ball because it's really the culmination of 2 games played, one in Charlotte and one here. Dino, against Saha, one of the better attacking players in the league, but he shut him down 2 games.
A big bounce back win for the Fire right there, and it kind of felt like a roller coaster ride, right? Some highs, some lows, but at the end, you walk away happy. So that makes 2 wins against Charlotte, which could help us with the playoff push later in the season. But man, the Fire came out swinging, got the job done, and the momentum you're feeling is real. We're doing it all again soon. Saturday, July 12th, back at Soldier Field against San Diego FC. And after the match, something special. We want you to stick around because Danny Lux is hitting the stage as part of our summer concert series presented by Café Bustelo. And man, I cannot wait for that one. All right, mi gente, that is a wrap for Inside the Fire. Make sure you follow us all season long because things are starting to heat up. So we'll see you next time. I am Gabe Ramirez, y como siempre, like always, vamos Fire.